right. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, the 12th of Feb, 2023, which puts us at, I don't know, what day would that be? 31 plus 12 is 43? I don't know. You'll find out. It'll say it in the episode, wherever you're listening to it. But yeah, how are we doing? How's everybody? I mean, you can't answer me, but I hope it's good. I hope everyone's having a good time, living their best life, putting effort in and making strides towards whatever goals they've got. If you don't have any goals, make one. Write it down. Start simple. Start with something small. Start with, I don't know, I want to sleep properly. I don't know, it's actually a hard one. I want to drink more water. That's an easy one. Because all you have to do is increase the amount of water that you're drinking. Now, hopefully you have access to water. I'm sorry if you don't. If you're listening to this, if you have access to my podcast and not to water, that is kind of amazing. It'd be kind of wild. It'd be weird, but it'd be sad as well. I did another 4K run last night. I did 4Ks without stopping. I'm on a roll. I'm on a fucking roll. I'm so excited about it. And this is probably shameful to say, but I think this is the healthiest I've ever been. So, physically, the most physically healthy I think I've ever been. And I'm only going to get better. You know, the benchmark was really low. I have always had enough, strength and energy to be capable of doing things. I used to ride bikes all the time when I was a kid. I got out and I did a lot of things. I used to go to the gym and stuff, but I was never able to run. Last time I was in the gym before I signed up for this one, I was never able to run more than 1 kilometer without stopping. I'd never really pushed myself to try. I'd always blame my asthma. I'd always blame other things. You know what I would do? I'd listen to that little bitch in your head. That little, I'm going to call it little bitch. Maybe a little Mitch. But I'd always listen to it and always be like, hey, you can just relax. It's fine. No one's chasing you. Why are you running? You know, you're healthy. You'll be healthy. You can run one day. But that's not true, is it? Right? Like, if I don't look after my health, I might not be able to run one day. One day I might have missed the opportunity and I might not be able to actually go out and be healthy and do the things that make me healthy. And so, yeah, I'm working on it now. Anyway, I was talking with my mate. So our goal was to do 12 kilometers last week, 12 kilometers this week. And it's Sunday, and I've finished 14 kilometers. He's done 13 kilometers. He hasn't pushed himself. Well, I don't know. He has pushed himself, but he's also able to run. He's always been able to run a couple kilometers at a time. So this has been a much bigger effort for me. But then we've set a goal for 10Ks, do a 10K together in 6 weeks. So starting tomorrow, today's going to be my rest day. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start a training plan for the next 6 weeks to do a 10K run. And that's going to suck. It's going to be hard. I'm actually going to put on hold any of my bodybuilding, any of my muscle building, anything that I want to do like that. I think for now, what I want to focus on is my cardiovascular health, really get that up, really get fit. I want to be able to, get out and do things when I have kids. I want to be able to, you know what I mean? I just want to build those healthy habits. And I think while I'm on a roll with running, I think by losing as much fat as possible and eating a bit cleaner and staying light is going to help me with my running. I would love, and I'm going to put this on the podcast now, I would love to do a half marathon or a full marathon. would love to do a half marathon or a full marathon by the end of the year. And that's going to be intense. Training for that will be hard. But I think I'll just use the 10-week training plan. And once I can get 10Ks, once you can get 10Ks, I feel like you can get anything, right? It all just comes down to your physical and mental. It's mostly mental endurance. Even on a 4K run on the treadmill, it all comes back down to my mental endurance on, like, you know, just not looking at the fucking clock and just running for as long as I can. So a 10K run in 6 weeks. So by the end of March, and then I'm going to push it to 15, then I'm going to push it to 20, and then I'm sort of just going to keep building it up, get to the point where I run every day maybe. I really don't know. I don't know how I'm going to go. I want to get into muscle building, but I feel like if I work on running first, I can lose all the fat I want to lose. I can lose a bit of weight. I can get my cardiovascular health up. And then when I go to build muscle, there's no reason why I can't build muscle while I'm still running. And then on top of that, I can pull back on running a little bit to really start to build muscle and bodybuild if I want to do that, or I can move into something else. Maybe I could become or start doing boxing a bit more frequently and start actually training. Maybe I could go into a sport. Who knows? I don't know what I want to do yet. But what I do know is that I am feeling really good being healthy. And it feels, I don't know, it's empowering. I feel like I can do anything now. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't looking after myself before, and I felt like I couldn't do anything. And now I feel like I can do anything in a weird way. I know my limitations, but still, like, if I push for it and I work for it, I can make it happen. One thing I have noticed, though, that I want to mention is when I was younger, I had hip arthritis. I was about 10 months old and I had surgery. I can't remember exactly what it was. I want to say septic, but it wasn't septic. It was something else. Anyway, it was, they had to get in and they had to drain fluids. And my hip on that side has always just been a little bit, less active, harder to use. I can't cross my legs properly because of that leg. I can't do these things. But I think it's affecting my training a little bit. I just think one of my legs is a bit shorter than the other. It's only by a little bit. It's not by much, but it's like, it's enough that, I'm going to call it my gimp leg. The shorter leg is like the muscles building differently. It's like the calf is more defined, but it's not as big. The size isn't as big. I don't think it's noticeable unless I point it out, but I think there's going to be a limitation when it comes to bodybuilding. I think that's just because there's a big scar on my butt cheek that I think is affecting, and there's also like a really tight muscle in my glute. It's just like super, super tight, and I think that is going to cause problems when it comes to trying to build mass, and I'm hoping that it doesn't cause grief when I'm running. It hasn't so far. My body seems to be able to adjust to it. I haven't been limited by it other than being able to cross my legs, which I haven't really considered a limitation because how often do you need to do that? But I think just with constant stretching and applying sort of pressure for it to, I guess, move and adjust and get used to this new active life, maybe because I've lived such a sedentary life, where I've always leaned onto it or off it, depending on the pressure I want to put on it, like subconsciously. Maybe if I just start living a life where I have to rely on it more, then my hip will just adjust and it will start to do exactly what I want it to do, and it'll be what I want it to be. Or maybe I'm living on a prayer. Maybe I'm just dreaming and my hip is just fucked, and There's nothing I can do, but I'm not gonna let it try. I'm gonna try not to let it limit me. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to do this 10K and then decide from there how much more intense I want to train and whether I want to do a marathon at all. I feel right now like it'd be sick to be able to say, yep, I did a marathon. To get to sign up for one, get a little medal. Say, yep, sick. Did a marathon here. Travel somewhere to do one. I think it would be cool to do that. I think that would be awesome. I think having little accolades and little I've never won a medal for sport. I used to win ribbons for swimming, but fuck ribbons for swimming, There's a school carnival, it wasn't like a competition. It was just a bunch of non-swimmers swimming against each other and you win. Doesn't really count, does it? But to train and to start running and to have not run properly before and to be I signed up for the gym on the 18th of Jan. So it's the 12th of Feb now, which means in less than a month I've managed to build my cardio health up to run 4Ks non-stop. That is huge. That is insane work. And on top of that, I haven't put my life on hold. I haven't stopped going to work. In fact, I've been doing more. I've been doing weightlifting and other things as well. And it's all really started. It was all sparked because I did a boxing session and I looked like a fucking idiot. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so unhealthy. I was sweating. I felt like I was going to throw up. I was just having such a bad time. And now I can go to the gym. I got excited yesterday. I was like, yeah, I feel like I can go again today. My legs already have recovered from yesterday's run, so I feel like I could go again. But I'm gonna give it a rest today, just because I don't want to injure myself. I want to make sure that I'm able to really start training for this 6 week, because that's the goal. 6 weeks for this 10K, because that's the goal. 10 kilometers without stopping. That's going to be tough. I mean, stopping's not bad. I think, if anything, my rule would be I'm only allowed to walk for 500 meters. But I want to try and keep a pace. And so I'm going to be working on that. I'll be doing smaller runs. So instead of doing 3, 4, 5 kilometer runs 2-3 times a week, I'll be doing, 2 to 3 kilometer runs 4-5 times a week. Keeping my strength training built into that as well, so that I can, I'm going to try and do more body weight exercises as well. I go into the gym and I'll lift, it's all well and good to lift 20, 30, 40 kilos. But if I can't do 10 push-ups or 10 pull-ups, what's the point, So I'm going to start doing a bit more of that and really building up some definition in that way, as well as throwing in shoulder workouts and stuff like that. But nothing that anyone on here needs to hear right now. But yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about, so I'm going to go now. But be proud of your boy, and I hope that you guys are working towards, I hope whoever's listening to this is working towards some sort of fitness goal, some sort of, health, wealth, and happiness, baby. That's what we're doing this year. Health, wealth, and happiness. Building all 3 of those aspects up. So get your health right, get your wealth right, and you will be happy. I think that's the goal, at least. Happiness is not forever. It's a fleeting thing, but it's a good commodity to have, and it's a good thing to work towards. You can only have happiness if you have sadness, and so allow yourself to be sad so that you can allow yourself to be happy.